Benavidez and Canelo. Like, everybody wants to see that fight, and they just can't figure out a way to make it happen. And you got to think someone's avoiding somebody, and it's not Benavidez.
No, not at all. You know, I just think Canelo, in a sense, he know how big Benavidez is going to come in the ring. You know, Benavidez is a great fighter, you know, but he's a big fighter. He's a tall fighter.
He's a heavyweight fighting in 175 or no, cruiserweight or something. But he's a heavyweight. It's not fair.
What a fight that would have been. Maybe a couple.
Joe Rogan and Terence Crawford just pulled back the curtain on Canelo Alvarez, alleging fear is the only thing standing between him and David Benavidez. Terence Crawford broke down the fundamental physical reality behind Canelo's hesitation, explaining that as a naturally smaller fighter, taking on such a significant physical advantage simply isn't worth the risk.
Knows, like, why would I want to get in the ring with this guy that's going to be massive come fight time, and I'm not that big of a guy at all. I've been doing all this with my skills because Canelo's not a big guy. He's been fighting big guys his whole career.
Yeah.
You know, and beating them with skill, you know, so you got to tip your hat off to Canelo.
Crawford and Joe Rogan pointed to Canelo's loss against Dmitry Bivol as the moment everything changed. They explained that taking on a huge, mobile light heavyweight showed Alvarez his limits, making him realize that stepping in against a massive, relentless force like Benavidez is a gamble he no longer wants to take.
To 175 and fighting these big guys and actually winning and
knocked out Kovalev.
Yeah.
I mean, it was Kovalev later in his career, but he's still Kovalev.
For sure.
And then having the courage to fight Bivol in his prime.
For sure.
I think that's the fight that probably kept us from getting the Benavidez fight, the Bivol fight. Because I think after that fight, he's like, okay.
Yeah, this dude's big.
This is a little big.
Yeah.
Because Bivol, not just big, but he's got that Russian style, light on the feet, in and out, in and out, in and out.
Good boxer.
It's a difficult style to handle.
Yeah.
You know, and the only guy to beat better Beef was
De La Hoya took direct aim at Canelo Alvarez, accusing him of lacking the courage to take on the most dangerous fights. De La Hoya argued that Canelo is prioritizing his protected record over his legacy, refusing to step in with the opponent's fans actually want to see.
Boxing is broken, and why can't we fix this, and why can we fix that? And I'm thinking to my head, well, it's not the sport that's broken, because us promoters, managers, everybody involved in boxing, we want to make those big fights happen. But when you're a fighter that does not want to fight the top guys, then that's the problem. The fighters not having literally the balls to go up there and fight the toughest challenges, because maybe you might be protecting your O, maybe you're never scared, but you just don't want to face.
Addressing the non-stop demands for a Benavidez mega fight, De La Hoya revealed that negotiations never even stood a chance. He claimed Canelo refused to come to the table, relying on an endless string of excuses to dodge a challenger who spent years relentlessly pursuing him.
And people, we've heard it over and over and over again, Benavidez calling out Canelo. Why didn't Canelo want to fight Benavidez? You have to ask that to Canelo. I have my answer.
You have to ask. You were trying to negotiate. You were trying to make that fight, right?
We couldn't get him to the table at all. Excuse after excuse. I mean, come on. Benavidez was chasing you for.
Furious that Canelo Alvarez keeps chasing easy, smaller, or inactive targets, De La Hoya called out Alvarez for intentionally dodging the fight fans actually deserve, refusing to face a young undefeated powerhouse in David Benavidez.
Very few things that piss me off, contrary to what you would normally believe. I don't get pissed off at much, because most things don't matter that much, but I love the sport of boxing. And I gotta tell you, I'm so disgusted. They're just rumors, but we understand that there are things that get attached to rumors, some level of legitimacy and substance. When I heard the rumors that Canelo Alvarez, Saul Canelo Alvarez, is talking about fighting the bigger Charlo this time around, Jamal Charlo, the natural 168-pounder, okay? I'm saying to myself, wait a minute, this guy's had a fight once in the last 2.5 to 3 years. He obviously had some personal issues. Why pick him? And then you're hearing that after that fight, oh, I'm going to fight Terence Crawford, who, by the way, started out his career lightweight, junior welterweight, went up from 140 to 147, is now the welterweight champion of the world at 147. That's 21 pounds lighter. That's 3 weight divisions lighter than Canelo Alvarez. I'm like, what about David Benavidez, the natural super middleweight, who's 28-0 with 24 knockouts, who's been begging for Canelo to get into the ring with him?
David Benavidez pulled no punches, arguing that leaving such a massive heritage fight on the table is an absolute stain on the sport. He openly called out Canelo's reluctance, making it clear that avoiding the Mexican monster proves Alvarez is running from the toughest challenge of his career.
It's too big of a fight to leave on the table. I think, what that fight represents, two great Mexicans going at it, two great world champions, the best world champions of their era going at it. So I feel like, it has to happen, eventually. It's too big of a fight to not make happen. If it doesn't happen, that's going to be a shame. We left a great fight on the table. But, at the end of the day, if I was Canelo Alvarez, I wouldn't want to fight me, David Benavidez.
Even Hall of Fame royalty weighed in as Floyd Mayweather pulled no punches about the long-awaited matchup fans are demanding. While acknowledging Canelo's overall skill, Mayweather stood firm on his stance that Alvarez is flat-out running from David Benavidez.
To me, like we keep on saying, we want to see Benavidez. Canelo, hell of a fighter, but my personal opinion, he's ducking Benavidez. That's just my personal opinion, and I'm allowed to speak my mind.
Meanwhile, legendary trainer Teddy Atlas acknowledged Canelo's elite resume but pulled no punches on his privilege. He argued that Alvarez's massive draw allows him to handpick favorable matchups and intentionally sidestep high-risk threats like Benavidez.
I think Canelo's great. I have nothing against him. He does get the advantage of picking his spots more than other guys because he brings the money. I understand that. But he does get the chance to avoid guys if he wants to. He's fought everyone too. He's fought a lot of good fights. I get the resume. He's tremendous. Please, you guys, do what you want to do. Take it the way you want to take it. But don't say that I don't respect him or that he's not a good fighter. He is. He's a damn good fighter. But he does pick his spots too because he can. And he's fought a lot of...
Atlas continued, saying, I get the resume. He's tremendous. Please, you guys do what you want to do. Take it the way you want to take it. But don't say that I don't respect him or that he's not a good fighter. He is. He's a damn good fighter. But he does pick his spots too because he can. And he's fought a lot of good fights. Atlas broke down why Benavidez's brutal style makes Canelo hesitate as he gets older. He pointed out that an aging Alvarez, already making massive paydays, has zero motivation to endure Benavidez's suffocating non-stop pressure and body attack.
That performance of defense and offense and relentless pressure and body attack and not letting you breathe, that's going to make a guy who's getting older like Canelo think twice when he's making a boatload of money with...
Hall of Famer Roy Jones Jr. explained that while Canelo isn't afraid, he's strategically stalling to maximize payday on a dangerous opponent. Jones highlighted Benavidez as a huge, high-volume nightmare who enters the ring with a level of hunger Alvarez simply can't match at this stage of his career.
Taking the fight, of course, he's like any other champ. He wants to make you guys salivate what y'all want to make us pay for it, which is smart. I don't think he's scared of Benavidez, but Benavidez is a tough order for anybody right now, especially if you're at the top of your game, because he's very busy, he's big, he's effective, he's aggressive. All the things you don't want in a fighter, David Benavidez is as an opponent. You feel me? So everything you don't want to see in your opponent, David Benavidez is. Now, does that mean you think you can't beat David Benavidez? No, but he wants to make sure that he makes you guys wait and ask and beg long enough that y'all gonna pay for it. Then he'll take his chance because he knows too that it is a risky chance he's taking. David Benavidez should be, and I ain't gonna say what fact here, but he should be a tad bit hungrier than Canelo for that spot. You understand? Canelo been in that spot. David wants that spot. So he should be the hungry guy who has to still be careful because Canelo can punch. And, it is what it is, but he should be hungrier than Canelo. Just the fact of...
Drawing on historical boxing wisdom, Jones Jr. warned that Benavidez possesses every single attribute Canelo wants to avoid right now. He emphasized that facing a relentless undefeated giant in his prime is the absolute worst stylistic matchup for an aging superstar like Alvarez.
You tell Canelo, whatever you do, you don't box Floyd Mayweather. You're not going to beat him boxing. One of the greatest Mexicans of all time, who just sees a Chavez, could not box Roger Mayweather. He would have lost. So, follow the blueprint. It's right there in your face. Y'all didn't. Y'all went out there and let him try to box. Yeah, he's 21, but we can't make the assumption that, oh, he was 21, he wasn't ready. No. My favorite fighter of all time died at 22. He did so much, he had damn near 9 title defenses at 21 years old. Salvador Sanchez at 21 years old. We talking about Wilfredo Gomez, who's 27-0, 27 knockout. We talking about Danny Red Lopez, Patrick Ford, Zoan Nelson. We talking about killers. And he was 19, 20, and 21 years old. Beating these dudes. So age is not the thing here. It's knowledge. They didn't send him into the fight with the right knowledge. So it's not about age for Benavidez. And any time right now is the wrong time to fight Benavidez because he's a hungry lion who throws a lot of punches, who we haven't really seen hurt yet, who has a very good gas tank, and who's big for the weight class. Everything Canelo don't want to see, David Benavidez is that. That don't mean David Benavidez is gonna beat him, but everything Canelo don't want to see, right?
Former world champion Tim Bradley believes Canelo is falling short of the manhood and traditional warrior pride required of boxing's flagship star. Bradley argued that despite Alvarez's past achievements, ignoring a direct challenge from a top rival damages his reputation.
You don't even gotta be a Mexican, you just gotta be a man, right? If you got another man coming to your house, coming in your sport, whatever you want to call it, bro, and he's calling your name, he's doing the same thing you doing, he fighting, and you the guy, you the cash cow, you the face of boxing, and you don't answer that call, bro, that says something about you, man. You know what I'm saying? You supposed to stand up. You supposed to say, oh, really? Oh, you think you better than me? Okay. No, but, you know, you get everybody, you know, he's proven enough. He's proven enough. I get it. He's proven enough. He has.
Bradley emphasized that Benavidez's relentless taunts hit directly at Canelo's self-respect and standing in the sport. He insisted that even Alvarez's most loyal supporters secretly recognize that declining this fight compromises his legacy.
Benavidez is disrespecting him. He's telling him to grow some balls. He's doing all of that, bro. And if you being Canelo Alvarez and you have any pride in your dignity and you and your skills, I don't care. I don't care. Step up and face that man, bro. You know what I'm saying? Because everybody else, everybody around you is saying, yo, what the hell is going on? And deep down inside, even the Canelo fans, deep down inside, they know what I'm talking about, bro. Broke them down, you know what I'm saying? That's
former champion Paulie Malignaggi slammed sanctioning bodies for letting Canelo hold the division hostage with easy, low-risk fights. He argued that fans who continue buying these weak pay-per-views are directly enabling Alvarez to duck top contenders and pick their pockets.
Sanctioning body's going to defend the fact that they're not going to strip him. What are we doing? What kind of logjam are we creating in the super middleweight division where this guy is not going to fight anybody viable contenders? Didn't the other day he say he's going to hang around like 4 or 5 more years with this kind of matchups? Really? So you're just stealing money, essentially. Essentially, you're just stealing money. You're going to make gimme matchups, easy fight matchups, avoid the top competitors, and take everybody's money. You know what? At this point, if you're buying a Canelo fight, with this kind of opposition, you deserve to get your money taken. You deserve what you got. You deserve this because he can only pull this off because enough of you people decide to buy this and feed into this and defend it more than anything else. You defend it, okay? You deserve what you're gonna get. You deserve all of it because you keep buying this.
Malignaggi warned that Canelo's refusal to fight Benavidez sets a dangerous precedent that threatens the entire sport. He believes that unless fans push back against soft matchmaking, future champions will follow suit and destroy boxing's competitive integrity.
Not just from him, but he's setting a precedent for all fighters. More and more fighters are behaving this way. You're gonna deserve this. If you don't resist this, if you don't stop defending this, this is what boxing is gonna turn.
Adonis Stevenson pointed out the physical absurdity of expecting Canelo to face a fighter who has now moved all the way up to cruiserweight. He highlighted that Benavidez's massive frame validates Alvarez's long-standing claims that the size difference is simply too extreme for the matchup to make sense.
It's a bit of a weird call out, to be fair. Cruiserweight, who's now a cruiserweight, calling out super middleweight just doesn't work, really. I mean, come on, let's be honest. I mean, Canelo always said this guy's too big, and I think we can see this guy.
Adding to the discussion on why Canelo is not fighting Benavidez, Robert Garcia predicted the Mexican monster will permanently stay at light heavyweight as contract talks hit a dead end. He explained that Alvarez holds all the cards and is actively choosing to deny his rival a massive payday out of pure spite.
That Benavidez is going to stay at 175 because I don't think him versus Canelo is going to happen. I think there's already been so much talk, so much saying back and forth to a point where Canelo is going to say, why? I just don't want to give it to him. You know, Canelo has that power. You know, he doesn't need the fight.
While Garcia rated Benavidez as a real threat, he clarified that Canelo's refusal stems from ego, pride, and personal animosity toward David's team rather than fear. He compared Alvarez to Floyd Mayweather, noting that supreme star power allows him to ignore public demand entirely.
Feel that Benavidez has what it takes to beat Canelo, but I could be wrong. But I think Canelo, you know, Canelo's fight everybody. I don't think he's afraid. I think he's just too proud for him and just saying, you know what, I could do whatever I want. I'm not going to please everybody that's asking for this fight. I'm going to please Benavidez himself, his dad, who had said things that hasn't been, you know, something nice about Canelo. So Canelo just doesn't have to do it. I think he's got that power to do it. Would I love to see it? Do I think he needs to give us a fight? I think so. He'll get a lot of respect from the boxing world, but he doesn't have to. So I don't blame him either. You know, he has the power to do whatever he wants. Mayweather was the same way. You know, he had the power to do whatever he wanted and call the fights whenever he wanted, fight wherever he wanted.
Jose Benavidez Jr. also warned that Canelo is dragging his feet while time works completely against him. He pointed out that while Alvarez relies on weak excuses like refusing to fight fellow Mexicans, David is only getting bigger, stronger, and more dangerous by the day.
He's had a lot of great fights. He's a good fighter, but I feel like it's kind of on the time we're out. David's just younger. He's going to get more experience. He's going to get stronger and bigger. And I feel like having the people wait, whether it's he wants more money, whatever, it's not going to happen. People are going to end up not even wanting to watch the fight because he's going to be too old. Or
I agree with that. I agree.
I mean, he said he don't fight Mexicans no more. He fought Mundia. So. I mean, only they know why they don't want to fight. Only they know why the fights have been happening. So I mean.
Frustrated by the endless stall tactics, Benavidez Jr. urged his brother to stop chasing a fight that Alvarez clearly doesn't want. He believes Canelo will keep dodging the matchup forever, so it's time for David to move on and forge his own path.
Somebody and they don't want to fight, and you've been there, like you're the opponent that has to fight. I mean, he's not fighting. Well, why wait for him? It's never gonna happen. We'll make your own wave. It is what it is.